Cherie Hanson here. I moved around a bit because I painted my TV tray table that I usually record on. It's been very strange in the last couple of days, wouldn't you agree? 2 days ago, I was driving the car and I was having flashbacks of being in the car with my father when I was a child. There was so much palpable fear in the air. People were doing strange things, like turning into an intersection with a red light, or coming straight at other cars when the light was against them. And it kind of felt like some kind of weird sci-fi reality that was happening. And I don't know if it was just for me or if it was something everyone was experiencing, but I do know that the Schumann resonance was insane and the sun flares were horrific, and there were things happening in the world in terms of revolutions, and we can't paint all revolutions with the same color of glitter. Nepal, the young people cleaned up afterwards. Anybody that had stolen something, they made sure it was taken back to the store. They elected a new leader of the country online. What happened at first was the reporting was that these young people were insane and they burned down a house with a woman in it, when in fact the truth was that the house that was on fire, the woman was abandoned by her husband, and the young people went in and brought her out while the house was on fire and took her to a hospital. So I think there's a sense of general anxiety because I have this vision of somebody who's blind and can't hear and has lost all the feeling in their hands, trying to make their way through the world. The ways that I had to tell about what the environment was, the feedback loops for reality, are gone. Somebody told me this, but it's not true. Or some algorithm has marked me as something, but I don't like it. And so we are in a place where our attachment to the outside world to protect us, to help us make our decisions, to give us a map for our lives, is gone. Now, the optimistic upside of that is now it's up to you. Totally up to you. What is your compass telling you? What is your gut telling you? What is your sense of ethics or right and wrong telling you? And it's time to let go of the outside world to tell us who we are. It's not going to happen. It's like, the friend that you've had for 10 years and they keep, for me, I'm gluten intolerant because of a operation for cancer, and they keep offering you gluten. You're going like, I can't have gluten. And you can feel frustrated. I mean, there can be this thing about what's wrong with them? Why don't they know who I am? But we have to drop that now. What's wrong with them is they're overwhelmed and can't take in information and can't remember and can't see you clearly, and they're bewildered, gobsmacked, confused, dizzy, falling over. So It's time to let go of our expectations for other people now and to turn inward. Inside of you is all you need to know. There's a person standing in front of you. There's a situation in front of you. Who are you? And I want to share with you a new practice that I've started that really raises my vibration. I so often have seen the people who are delivering food or packages or that kind of thing as, so burdened, so unhappy, so much warriors trying to make a living. And people will, of course, criticize them and take them for granted and all the rest of it. And I was standing out in the front yard, and one of these young people drove up, and he just looked so sad. He looked so defeated. And so what I did was I stood up and I walked toward him with my arms out, and I said, "Oh, you have a present for me?" And he just lit up. He just lit up because I was appreciating that he was bringing me something. I was full of joy that he was bringing me something. It wasn't, expected. I wasn't the Queen of the May. He wasn't a servant who was supposed to take care of me. And the thing that I noticed as he drove away is the smile stayed on his face. He had been elevated to a higher vibration. So now that's my practice. When somebody brings me my mail, when I get a food delivery, when there's a package, I show joy and gratitude, just like I was a 7-year-old child, like, "Oh, thank you for this." And it really helps people. So here's the thing I really wanted to hone in on today. What can we do? And I'm going to say this, and I want you to hear it. Everything. We can do everything. We can build ourselves into someone who is intent on showing love and gratitude. We can build ourselves into someone who's strong in their ability to ground themselves. We can do everything to increase the vibration of people around us, but we have to do it on purpose. And that means to stop looking at reality as if it was a vending machine that is supposed to give you what you want. I know children are dying. I know war is beginning. I know people are lost and confused and full of anger. And when I had my meditation today in the Quaker group, which I bless, they're such beautiful people, I had the vision of myself like Buddha, sitting under a tree that was like an umbrella. And the tree was called sadness. The tree was called anger. The tree was called victimhood. The tree was called weakness. And I can sit under that tree and never feel the sun. Or I can get up, as I said to the group, get off your butt and go stand in the sun. And if there's not any sun, radiate sun. Because there is something you can always do, unless you have had all of your power removed from you. You've had the operation that takes away your efficacy, your ability, your gifts. And that is when they get us. That is when we're in a hopeless state. Because who's supposed to supply the hope? You are. Your heart, your breath, your connection to spirit is where hope comes from. And as we saw in Nepal, it can happen overnight. The revolution of people deciding that this is wrong and that I'm going to do something to make the world better. Leave little gifts for people. Take somebody who's kind to you a flower and leave it anonymously in their mailbox. Smile at strangers. Open doors. Go out into the world with the intention of being loving. And that's how we fight. So I wanted to share that with you today. The group was so beautiful as we're sitting there and we're feeling the energy of one another. A meditation group, when you sit in silence, is the greatest intimacy you will ever feel with other human beings. So if you can find a support group, not with words, not with doctrine, not with right and wrong, just blank silence. And you can let those silences rub up against one another and you will feel the signature energy of the other people in the group. And it's glorious. Get a hold of me if you would like a psychic reading, if you would like a life coach session. One thing I can say to you is I am able to live in a state of peace. I am in a state of calm. I am in a state of gratefulness. And I built that. That's something I went after for years. And I feel the support and love of the universe around me at all times, no matter what's going on. Get a hold of me if you would like to get some help with that. Also, subscribe. Here I go. I'm selling myself. Here, would you like some of me? Please subscribe. Please thumbs up, a comment, encouragement. And I want to say to you, as I always do, thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate you.